LGBTQIA+ friendly church was attacked and vandalized in central Fresno yesterday morning. I'm Emma Ott. Stay with us to hear more on this developing story with MyTV 53 News at 8.
I'm Allison Amber. Tonight at 8, a proposed ordinance in the city of Fresno is targeting not only speed racers, but spectators as well. I'll have the full story.
Also tonight, we now know the victim of last night's deadly vehicle versus Amtrak crash in Fresno. Those stories and more coming up next.
New, local, unique. MyTV 53 News at 8 starts right now.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the San Joaquin Valley's only 8 p.m. news. I'm Austin Reed. We have made it to the middle of the week. It is Wednesday, April the 19th, 2023. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Our big story is in Fresno tonight, where Our Savior's Lutheran Church in Fresno is cleaning up tonight after it was vandalized late yesterday. And according to the Fresno Rainbow Pride organization, they say it's targeting them because the church supports many of their functions. MyTV 53 News spoke with the Pride's volunteer coordinator and joins us from the news center with more in our top story. Emma.
A church in Fresno has been picking up the pieces of shattered glass ever since it was vandalized early Tuesday morning. Sometime between 7 to 8 a.m. yesterday, nearly every window had been smashed at Our Savior's Lutheran Church, totaling over $25,000 worth of estimated damages.
Yeah, yesterday is criminal. Yesterday is disgusting. Yesterday is something that nobody in our community should take lightly.
Our Savior's Church in Fresno is a Lutheran church, meaning it is welcoming to all people regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. The church is known to be a safe space for LGBTQ+ community and regularly host events for the Rainbow Pride Festival along with other pride movements in Fresno. Pastor Bill Nezovich and other members believe this is the reason why they were targeted. Tracy Cisneros, a volunteer coordinator for Fresno Rainbow Pride, said a similar incident happened in December during a drag event at the church where a large group of disruptors came to protest.
And at that event, a large number of self-identified Proud Boys showed up to disrupt, to cause folks to feel uncomfortable attending, to, shout down any of the attendees.
A Proud Boy sticker or calling card was also left at the scene of the crime, giving members of the church even more reason to believe this attack was motivated by a hate group. Cisneros says Pastor Bill is a huge supporter of the queer community who cares for his church deeply. Many people close to the church are outraged to see a sacred space in our community treated this way.
He makes it his mission to serve the underrepresented in our community. He makes it his passion to feed those who have food insecurities, those who are having difficulty making ends meet can come to that church.
In the meantime, activities and events at the church have been canceled until repairs are made for everyone's safety. You can help by making a donation and visiting Our Savior's Lutheran Church's Facebook page to access their GoFundMe. I'm Emma Ott reporting in the News Center with MyTV 53 News at 8.
Okay, Emma. Now, Fresno police do say they are investigating. New tonight from the Fresno Police Department, newly released surveillance pictures are out this evening. Check it out. Back on March the 26th, at right around 6:45 in the morning, the two male suspects pictured here burglarized Lupita's Boutique, located at 4506 East Belmont Avenue. The suspects removed a plexiglass window from the front of the business and even took about $4,000 worth of clothing. The suspects left the location on bicycles and they were traveling south on Barton Avenue. Call Fresno Police or Valley Crime Stoppers at 498-STOP if you know anything. And it is Who Is This Wednesday. The Madera Police Department right now looking to identify the male subject here who used stolen credit cards at a local business. Now, the suspect used the stolen cards to make over $1,000 in purchases. Now, if you recognize this suspect or have any information, call Valley Crime Stoppers as well, 498-STOP, or head to valleycrimestoppers.org. Also in Madera, police officers spending much of Tuesday night and into the overnight hours this morning assisting City of Madera Public Works staff with a pipe water main incident. This was in the 900 block of Barnett Way. Emergency crews were on scene and worked diligently to get the water turned off. Nobody was hurt. New tonight from the Visalia Fire Department, just before 10 o'clock this morning, VFD firefighters were called to the 4400 block of West Victor Street for a report of a house on fire. The scene was very active until late this afternoon. It is still not known what exactly caused the fire or if anybody was seriously hurt. The fire department plans to release more information by later tonight. Back in Fresno, the investigation continues tonight after the Fresno Fire Department was dispatched to La Tapatia over on North H Street for a commercial fire yesterday morning. Upon arrival, firefighters found a semi-trailer on the exterior of the building ablaze, which had spread to the inside of the establishment. Thankfully, the fire sprinklers activated, limiting the damage to this business. Now, during the investigation, witnesses reported seeing a suspect in the area at the time of the fire. Investigators located the suspect just down the street from the fire location. He actually confessed to starting this. No injuries to fire personnel or civilians. Tonight, we turn to some developing news just north of Sanger. We're talking about a deadly crash. A woman and her dog were hit and killed by an off-duty Clovis police officer today. Investigators say the woman, identified as 51-year-old Anna Ortega of Sanger, was walking her dog before the crash. As Ortega was heading west down a paved roadway, officials say she was hit by an off-duty officer who was driving the opposite direction in a pickup truck. Now, the crash took place on Clinton at Bethel, north of Sanger. This happened actually just before 8 this morning. Both the woman and her dog were pronounced dead at the scene. Speed does not seem to be a factor, but officials are investigating the potential of distracted driving. Meanwhile, CHP Fresno is investigating a deadly crash that involved an Amtrak train, and we have new details about the victims. MyTV 53 News was one of the first stations to alert you about this last night on our Facebook page. This is video of the scene from our partners at JR Media 559. Right around 6 p.m., CHP Fresno receiving calls of a traffic collision involving the Amtrak on Conejo and Peach Avenues. 48-year-old Danny Shelton of Fresno was the male driver who did die on impact when the train collided directly with the driver's side door of the vehicle. We also know a female passenger was transported to a hospital with major injuries, but actually later died. CHP also says a dog was inside the vehicle and was killed. Mike Salas from CHP Fresno tells MyTV 53 the crossing arms were down when the vehicle drove around them. One person aboard the Amtrak train suffered a medical emergency and was treated at the scene. No word yet if alcohol or drugs were factors. The investigation will continue throughout the rest of this week. New tonight, earlier today, outside City Hall in Fresno, the mayor, police chief, and council member Gary Bredefeld announcing a brand new ordinance which aims to crack down on speed racing. Reporter Allison Amber joins us from the newsroom with all of these details. Allison?
Well, Austin, Council member Gary Bredefeld kicked off this morning's press conference outside City Hall in downtown Fresno, where he said the city will continue the crackdown on street racing and sideshows, which has recently been just out of control.
You know, all of us at the city of Fresno in positions of leadership are working to ensure that the police have all the tools and the resources to fight crime, to make our community safe.
The council plans to officially introduce this new ordinance tomorrow before the city council that will fine and arrest those who attend, promote, or organize these criminal activities. The message is clear, according to the officials. Quote, "We will never tolerate these dangerous and reckless activities in our city. Never."
What this means is that not only will we be citing those actively participating in this dangerous, reckless events, but also those that attend or promote these events in any way can and will also be prosecuted.
Over the last few weeks, Bredefeld has been working hand in hand with Fresno City Council member Annalisa Perea on the proposed ordinance that targets not only the speed racers, but spectators as well. Each person would soon be cited and could now face a $1,000 fine and even 6 months in jail. Today, Fresno Mayor Jerry Dyer said he supports the ordinance.
Aside from the obvious danger to drivers involved and spectators, there's a real concern for the public who may be traveling in this area and actually abiding by the law.
Stay with us for updates. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Allison Amber for MyTV53 News at 8.
Allison, we appreciate that. It is Wednesday night. MyTV53 News at 8 is just getting started. Still to come, the Merced Fire Department rescues a malnourished dog. We're going to have the full story. Later, an Islamic community here in California is now raising awareness about domestic violence. Plus, as we are getting closer to the weekend, how's it looking weather-wise? I've got a hint for you. A warm-up is coming. We've got your full weather forecast. New, local, unique. This is MyTV53 News at 8, and we are back in a little over 2 minutes.
This is MyTV53 News. New, local, unique with Austin Reed. You're watching MyTV53 News at 8.
Welcome back, everybody, on this 19th of April. This just in from Clovis Police. The numbers are out for property crimes in the city of Clovis for March 2023. Now, the March numbers are considered in the normal range. However, theft reports have decreased slightly compared to a year ago. There were 8 residential burglaries, 9 vehicle burglaries, 10 thefts from unlocked vehicles, and 22 thefts of vehicle parts. Now let's take a look at March 2022. There were 28 vehicle burglaries and 28 thefts from unlocked vehicles. Also new tonight, this from the Merced Fire Department. Just a couple of days ago, a malnourished dog inside one Merced apartment broke out of its cage and chewed right through a water line. Well, that made enough condensation in the apartment to set off the smoke detector. Thus, the firefighters were called out to investigate, and they located this extremely sick and malnourished pup, just in need of some love. Firefighters say they were able to get the dog to care, and he or she is said to already be doing better. Now to our big story in Kern County for our viewers on KNXT. Local students have been spending the last week giving back to the Kern River. Here's reporter Allie Soper with all those details.
Local students are giving back to the Kern River to ensure our natural resources stay off the hook. Watch now.
Today, our students are releasing their rainbow trout, so native to Kern County, the Kern River specifically, as part of the California Fish and Wildlife Program, Salmonoids in the Classroom. For us locally, we don't have salmon in our river. We don't reach the ocean, so we are rainbow trout.
I'm with Kern River Fly Fishers, and we help trout in the classroom. We have a great mentorship with our club, and we have outings, and we really promote fly fishing because we love it so much.
So being able to have the students learn what is locally out there. We don't necessarily have wildlife in the middle of Bakersfield, and understanding that our river is a vital part of our ecosystem, and that partnerships being able to sponsor the trip allows students from those urban areas or those local kind of inner city areas to be able to come out to somewhere where they might see an impact of the life cycle of a trout that's, ends up in Riverwalk Park or in Truxton Lake or at Hart Park or Lake Mead.
And that does it for us on this week's Around Kern County. If you have a story you'd like to share, please visit kerncounty.com and fill out our Submit a Story form.
MyTV 53 News continues with the Valley's local forecast.
Sometimes you're better off dead. There's a gun in your hand that's pointing at your head. You think you're mad, too unstable, kicking in chairs and knocking down tables in a restaurant in a West End town. Call the police, there's a madman around, running down underground to a dive bar in a West End town. In a West End town, a dead end world, with the East End boys and West End girls. In a West End town, a dead end world, with the East End boys and West End girls. West End girls. Too many shadows, whispering voices, faces on posters, too many choices. If, when, why, what, how much have you got? Have you got it, do you get it? If so, how often? Which do you choose, a hard or soft option? In a West End town, a dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. In a West End town, a dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. West End girls.
Connect with Austin on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow, like, share at Austin Reed On Air.
And welcome back. New tonight from our partners at Cal Matters. California Governor Gavin Newsom and a number of Democratic lawmakers want to be clear tonight. They will protect medication abortion in California no matter what the U.S. Supreme Court decides on the issue. They're just not entirely sure how. In a press conference late yesterday, Newsom, Attorney General Rob Bonta, Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon, and representatives from the Legislative Women's Caucus and Future of Abortion Council banded together to reassert the state's commitment to reproductive rights.
Look, I don't want to belabor what was expressed. I think everything was covered. I think the purpose, the why we're here is self-evident.
There is more information available about this today. Just head to our partners' website, calmatters.org. During Ramadan, an Islamic community right here in California is raising awareness about domestic violence. From our partners at Voice of America, reporter Gina Dulot brings us the story of a domestic violence shelter for Muslim immigrants in San Diego.
Jamila Granza packs Ramadan food boxes for families in need to break their fast.
We'll make sure that everybody has the same amount of blessing during Ramadan, and we can focus on prayers. So we don't focus on what am I going to provide my family for iftar after all day fasting?
It is part of Ramadan at San Diego's mosque, Masjidul Taqwa, where Islamic leaders are helping Granza spread awareness about a shelter for Muslim immigrant women escaping domestic violence.
The stigma that we bring from our hometown is still attached so much so in our daily life, right? That so much so that we usually don't speak about our own domestic violence that we experience, because back at home those are considered normal. right? So then we lack of knowledge on what is your right in this country.
Sabrina asked VOA not to use her last name for security reasons because her husband is still in the area. She says she came to California from Bangladesh in 2021 on a visa her husband got as a data analyst. Sabrina says he took her passport, would not allow her to have a cell phone, and regularly kept her locked in the house. She says she was pregnant when he attacked her. Sabrina requested that VOA not show her entire face.
He was drunk, very drunk at night, and he just lost his sense, I guess. Or I don't know how to justify that, honestly, because to me now there is no justification for that. And yeah, he slammed me around the house and punched me in my belly, basically. And yeah, that was the time when I had enough, and I actually called the ambulance, not the police.
Genia Dulo for VOA News, San Diego.
We've got a final word for you that's coming up next, but as we leave you to break, we want to let you know that MyTV53 is now constantly posting on not only Instagram, but Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you follow us at MyTV53. We will be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Finally tonight, late last week, the Transition Training Program of Bakersfield came by the Bakersfield Animal Care Center and helped unbox a big donation of dog bones, and then they even went to the kennels to hand them out. Check this out. It looked like some of the dogs were a little shy, but hear that they warmed up shortly after. Great story there. Hey, let's get a final look at your forecast from Fresno to Bakersfield. We are going to be warming up as we are edging closer to the weekend. We're talking 80s. Stay with us, though, for the rest of the forecast through the rest of the week right here on MyTV 53 News. And that's going to do it for the news on this Wednesday, Hump Day. We've made it. I'm Austin Breed, hoping your news is good news. Have a great rest of your night, and I look forward to seeing you again right back here at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Good night.